Hi, in this video we're going to be talking about the Dropdown and the Dropdown Text Mesh Pro. So let's get started. For the Dropdown, we get this image component. Talk about that in a previous video. We get the Dropdown. The Dropdown has this color tint, sprite swap, and animation, transition, interactable. All this is in a button video that I made. It's the button and the Text Mesh Pro button. So if you want to check that out, I'll leave a link on top. Now it has this temp. This is from here on. This is different. There's a template. The template is this drop down right here. It's this. It gets the rect transform of the template. Right now it is turned off by default. If I turn it on, you can see that's what it looks like. So just keep it off. And then for the drop down, there's also caption text. The caption text is this label, which is the text that is being displayed at the moment. So as you can see, option A, and that just has this text component. I talk about the text component and what all these things are in another video. I'll leave you the link on top as well. After that, we have caption text, and then we have caption image. Now this is an image that goes alongside this text. So for that, we would have to add it ourselves. So if you want to add that yourself, all you have to do is right click on Dropdown, go to UI, image. You're going to get this big square. I'm going to put it to 20 by 20, but you could choose any height and width you want. And then you just change the color to any color you want. I'm going to leave it at red. And I'm going to go to the scene view and drag it down all the way to the drop down arrow almost. Then I'll go back to the game view. Let me show you guys a little better this view. And then that will be the caption image. So if I put this right here, that's the caption image. As you see, it disappeared. The reason it disappeared is because we don't have no sprites defined right here. As soon as we define them, it will appear. But before that, I'm going to show you what everything else is up here. So item text, if you click on this, it will also point to where the item is. So let me click on it again. So you can see it highlights it over here. So item label is the actual label on the template. So option A over here. And what happens is if we go over here to the drop down, in the drop down script, they have code or scripted all this to work. So when this item is this item option A, once you click down this drop down arrow, it's gonna give you all the options that you have defined right here. So you could even add options if you want. So let's say option D, so you can add options. And then back over here, you could go to item image. Item image will be the image that displays next to this option A. So to do that, we'll go back to over here to the item label. We'll create an image underneath item, UI image. So underneath item over here. So make sure you open Dropdown, open the template, open the viewport, open the content, and then finally open the item, and then make an item, an image underneath that item. And then you could just choose whatever item you want, but make sure that the image fits within your drop down menu. So I'm gonna leave it as a red sprite so we could see it. I'm gonna go to the scene and I'm gonna move it as far right as I can. And now you can see it in the game view. You don't have to add any images here. That's all done by the script when we add the images right here in option A, option B, option C. So I'm going to turn off this template and I'm going to go down to the drop down, go down to option A. Since I don't really have any, I'm just going to click background for this one. As you can see, it adds one already. If I add check mark, it adds the check mark. I'm going to leave the background for this one. Option B is going to have the check mark. Option C will have this drop down arrow like this one. And then option D will have the knob. So now if I play this, as you can see, it has the knob. If I go to it, oh, that's not supposed to happen. Let me see what's going on here. Option A, B, C, D. Oh, okay, that's what's going on. So an image, I didn't drag this image to the item image, so don't forget to do that. The item, the image that you created under item, make sure that you drag it underneath item image, and then when you hit play, it should work now. We should have background, the check mark, all that. So there's the background, the check mark, the little drop down menu, kind of looks like a check mark, and then the knob. So if I click on option D, the knob should appear here, and as you can see, it appears here. Same thing with any other option. And as I said, you could also change these options to whatever you want. So if you want it to be like, say $200 or $1,200, or let's say you want to put, let's say get 1,200, you could even put go home, take nap. You could put whatever you want, and when you hit play, we'll do that all for you. Of course, you will have to edit your text depending on you know, what you want to create, either your text or your template or your image. And also, if you've seen that little check mark on the template, you could also change that item check mark. You could go here and you could change it to, let's say, a knob if you want. So if you want it to be a green knob instead, and it will apply to all your options, not just the option A. So, or get 1,200. So get 1,200, as you can see. Going there's this drop down. Oh, on value changed. Sorry about that. I'm getting ahead of myself. So if you duplicate this, go to the scene view, move it over, go back to the game. We'll go to drop down, and we'll go to drop down, and we'll drag this drop down over here to on value changed. So this will only this function will only work if the value is changed. If it is not, it will stay the same. So just in case you guys are getting tired of me always using game object set active and then turning it off, let's go to drop down, and then we'll go to int value. So this will change the value. I had also forgot to mention what value is. So value is these options right here. It starts at 0. So the first one is so get to 1,200 right here. The first option would be 0. The second option, go home, take a nap, would be 1. Option C would be 2, and option 3 would be D. And if you keep adding, you know, option E would be 4, and so on and so forth. So and then alpha fade speed is another thing I forgot to mention. Alpha fade speed is just the seconds you want the template to pop out, or the template to go from 0 to 1 on its alpha, which is the transparency. So from completely transparent to non-transparent. So as you can see, it takes 5 seconds from non-transparent to transparent. And same thing when you click out of it. So we're going to leave it back to, I think it was 0.15. And then for here, we're going to put 3. So when I change the value right here on the left side, the right side is going to go to the third value on the options menu, or the index of the options menu. So the third one would be this one: 0, 1, 2, 3. So it would go to option D. So as soon as I change the left one, the right one should go straight to option D. So let's go home, take nap, and option D. That's that for this drop down component. The label, it has the text. I have a video on that. I'll link that up on top. An image, same thing. The template has this image, plus it has a scroll rect. Now the scroll rect, I think it's still on my list. Let me see. It is not, but I am going to show you what the scroll rect is in a future video. So just stay tuned for that. It also has this on value change. So you could also add this when the value is changed, the actual value on the template. Then there's viewport. The viewport has an image and it has a mask. Right now it has a warning because the mask is disabled, or this template is disabled. So if I go back, see there's no more warning. If I disable it, we get this warning. Content, there's just a rect transform on the content. It's just pretty much a container to hold these items. The items have a toggle component. I talk about this toggle component also in the previous video. I'll link that up above. There's this item background. It has just the image, item checkmark, image, the label, just text, the image that we made, of course, just as a regular image. So this actually doesn't even exist in the default drop down. And then we also have this scroll bar. The scroll bar, I actually just made a video recently on that, so check that out. I mentioned what all the scroll bar does, what all this sliding area handle, all this is. So check that out. I'll leave a link on top as well. And that's that for this video. I hope you liked it. I hope it was helpful. If it was helpful, please share it, subscribe it, help someone out. Like the video so I know that you like this video and I could keep making more videos like this. I'm trying to move as quick as possible with the videos. Sorry for the delay. I have work. I work full time, and I'm actually going to school right now for game programming. Not sure why. I learned a lot of stuff online, but oh well. But yeah, let me know if you, or actually, like I was saying, I'm trying to move as fast as possible with just, the work and everything and school. I'm trying to get through everything. Once I get through this UI, I'm going to go through all these components. So I'm going to show you how to create an empty game object, which I already showed you guys how to use all these components right here, what all these components do. Most of these components, like this video player, if you go to video and hit video player, as you can see, same thing. That's all this video player has. It's just a single component, so I'll kind of skip over those. But there's stuff like, let's say physics 2D or even physics for 3D games. Like all these box colliders, circle colliders, what all these do, spring joints. I'm going to show you what all these things do. Just, give me a little bit of time. But yeah, I hope you liked it. Once again, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't. Please hit that bell notification if you want to get notified anytime I make a new video. And thank you once again.